Triple H just stripped the title from Seth Rollins and fired him for this shocking reason. In one of the most jaw-dropping moments in WWE history, Triple H has officially stripped Seth freakin' Rollins of his championship and fired him from WWE, and the shocking reason behind this decision has left the entire wrestling world speechless. Fans are calling it one of the biggest real-life power moves ever seen in the company, and tonight, we're diving into exactly what led to this explosive fallout between two of WWE's most powerful figures. It all started with tension that had been brewing for weeks. Seth Rollins, once hailed as the Visionary, and one of Triple H's most trusted stars, had been walking a very fine line lately. Ever since his controversial alliance with Paul Heyman began, things have spiraled out of control. His attitude changed, his demeanor changed, and the way he spoke to authority, especially Triple H, became nothing short of reckless. But no one could have predicted just how bad things would get. According to sources within WWE, the incident that triggered this firing happened immediately after the latest episode of Monday Night Raw went off the air. Cameras stopped rolling, the crowd was still buzzing, and Seth Rollins, fresh off defending his World Heavyweight Championship, began cutting a non-scripted promo, something he wasn't cleared to do. What started as a typical, "thank you," speech to the fans quickly turned into a verbal tirade that shocked everyone in attendance. Rollins began openly criticizing WWE management, claiming that they were trying to control him, limit his creative freedom, and dictate how he should perform. But the real bombshell came when he called out Triple H by name, saying, "You don't own me, Hunter. You may run this company, but you don't run me. You think you built me, but the truth is, I made myself." The crowd didn't know how to react. Some cheered, others fell silent. But backstage, the reaction was far from positive. Triple H was reportedly furious. Multiple sources said he immediately stormed out of gorilla position, his headset ripped off, and marched straight toward the ring. Fans who stayed behind after the show witnessed what can only be described as an unscripted confrontation between Triple H and Seth Rollins that had real tension written all over it. Triple H grabbed a microphone and said coldly, "You wanna talk about who made who, Seth? Remember who gave you your first big break? Remember who believed in you when no one else did?" Rollins smirked and replied, "Yeah, you believed in me, until I stopped being your puppet." That's when things reportedly got physical. Witnesses claim Rollins threw down his championship belt at Triple H's feet, shouting, "You can have your title back, because I'm done being your corporate champion." Security immediately rushed out, separating the two before it escalated further. But the damage was already done. Within 24 hours, WWE dropped a stunning statement on their social media platforms. Effective immediately, Seth Rollins has been stripped of the World Heavyweight Championship and released from his WWE contract due to unprofessional conduct. The announcement went viral instantly. Fans couldn't believe what they were reading. Was this part of a storyline? Was this kayfabe? Or did WWE just fire one of their biggest stars in real life? As more details began to emerge, it became clear that this wasn't a storyline, this was real heat. Reports surfaced that Triple H had been growing increasingly frustrated with Rollins' behavior backstage in recent weeks. According to insiders, Rollins had been pushing back on creative decisions, arguing with producers, and allegedly refusing to follow direction during key segments. One WWE source described Rollins as completely unpredictable since aligning with Paul Heyman. They claimed Heyman had been whispering in Seth's ear, encouraging him to take more control over his character and stop letting management dictate his moves. That advice, while empowering on the surface, may have been what ultimately led to his downfall. Triple H, who has always been known for maintaining strict professionalism, reportedly reached a breaking point. He felt that Rollins' outburst wasn't just disrespectful, it was a public embarrassment for WWE. And for someone like Triple H, who's trying to rebuild the company's image after months of scandals and controversy, this was a line that couldn't be crossed. According to one insider, Triple H gave Seth multiple chances. He warned him to stop blurring the line between character and reality. But Seth wouldn't listen. Last night was the final straw. In the hours after the announcement, Rollins went dark on social media. No tweets, no posts, no statements. But fans noticed something eerie. He changed his profile picture to a black screen and removed all mentions of WWE from his bio. Then, just a few hours later, a mysterious video surfaced on X. It showed Seth Rollins sitting in a dimly lit room, staring into the camera with his trademark grin. His voice was calm but chilling. "You can take the title away from me, Hunter. You can even take my job. But you can't take away my legacy. You didn't create Seth Rollins. You just unleashed him. And now, you're gonna regret it." The video spread like wildfire, gaining millions of views within minutes. Fans started speculating that this might not be the end of Rollins' WWE journey, but rather the beginning of something much darker, perhaps even a new chapter outside of WWE entirely. Meanwhile, Triple H appeared in a backstage interview on WWE.com later that night, visibly shaken but composed. He said, "I've known Seth Rollins for over a decade. I've watched him grow from a kid with a dream into one of the best in the world. But when respect is lost, when professionalism is gone, you have to make hard decisions. This wasn't personal, it was necessary." Those words carried weight. You could tell this wasn't easy for him. Triple H and Rollins have shared a complicated history, from mentor and student, to bitter rivals, to uneasy allies. But it seems that, this time, there was no saving what was broken. In the locker room, the atmosphere has reportedly been tense. Some superstars are said to be stunned by the decision, while others quietly support Triple H's stance. One veteran reportedly told a reporter, "Seth went too far. You can't call out the boss on live TV and expect to walk away unscathed." Still, not everyone agrees. Many wrestlers, and fans, believe Triple H overreacted. They argue that Rollins was simply expressing frustration, something every performer feels at some point. After all, Rollins carried WWE on his back for years through injuries, chaos, and uncertainty. To fire him over one heated moment, they say, is unfair. But others believe this could be part of a larger plan. Some speculate that Triple H might have orchestrated this firing as a storyline meant to blur the lines between reality and fiction, similar to what happened years ago with CM Punk's pipe bomb. If that's true, WWE may have just pulled off one of the greatest twists in modern wrestling. Still, there's one more shocking detail that insiders are whispering about, something that could explain everything. According to one unconfirmed report, Seth Rollins was allegedly involved in a backstage altercation with another top WWE star earlier that night. While details remain unclear, sources claim that the argument got heated, and security had to step in. That confrontation may have influenced Triple H's decision to act swiftly and decisively. If that rumor turns out to be true, it paints a much bigger picture of a superstar who may have simply reached his breaking point. Now, the question on everyone's mind is simple: what's next for Seth Rollins? Some fans believe he might show up in AEW, reuniting with old Shield rival Jon Moxley. Others think he could take time away from wrestling altogether, perhaps to reset mentally and creatively. There's even talk that he could return under a new persona, outside the corporate confines of WWE, as a rebel voice against the system that betrayed him. One thing's for sure, the fallout from this is far from over. Seth Rollins is too big a name, too talented, and too polarizing to fade away quietly. And knowing his personality, he won't go down without making one final statement. As for Triple H, he now faces the difficult task of finding a new champion. Reports suggest that a tournament will be announced soon to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion. But no